But the carefree Alpha paid no heed, and turned to head home for a nap. When she got home, she was horrified to discover that her room had been ransacked. Realizing that a burglar might have broken in, Alpha instinctively rushed into the kitchen and grabbed a fruit knife for self-defense. The next second, a frail man came into view. Alpha shouted at him to leave immediately. But the man didn't seem the least bit flustered. Instead, he told Alpha not to worry, and claimed he was her uncle. But Alpha had never heard of having an uncle. Just as the standoff was reaching a stalemate, her mother happened to come home from work. After her mother confirmed his identity, Alpha had no choice but to believe that this man was indeed her uncle, Hank, and 2 days passed in the blink of an eye. Alpha arrived at the hospital as scheduled for another test. While she was waiting, she saw her teacher leading her older brother inside. The man's body had already been ravaged by the virus. This was the first time she had seen a patient infected with the marble virus. She never imagined the virus could be so terrifying. All she could do was pray silently that her test results would not come back positive. After the blood draw, Alpha rushed back to school, unexpectedly, while playing volleyball. The wound on Alpha's tattoo split open again. The classmates who touched the blood froze in shock on the spot. Seeing this, the coach panicked instantly and immediately expelled Alpha from the gym. Even the ball Alpha had touched was wrapped up and tossed straight into the trash can like garbage. Feeling wronged, Alpha sought comfort from her boyfriend. Unexpectedly, her boyfriend was also afraid of catching the virus. He immediately broke up with her. Alpha ran straight home. When swimming class rolled around the next day, Alpha was once again ostracized by her classmates. They believed she had that terrifying disease and refused to let her enter the pool under any circumstances. Unexpectedly, Alpha burst through the door, stuck out her tongue, and licked a classmate's face. Another classmate, seeing this, froze in terror, only to be met with a mouthful of Alpha's thick phlegm. Afterward, ignoring everyone's attempts to stop her, she jumped into the pool without a word and began swimming freely. But before she had swum for long, she was dragged into the water by several classmates. Seeing that they outnumbered her, Alpha had no choice but to swim toward the edge. But since she wasn't looking ahead, she crashed into the wall the next second. In an instant, the pool was stained red with blood. The other students scattered in panic, fearing they might catch the virus. Meanwhile, Alpha's test results had come back, but even though the results showed she was negative, her mother couldn't bring herself to feel relieved, because the virus has a very long incubation period, and a blood test alone couldn't guarantee absolute certainty. Just to be on the safe side, her mother took Alpha for a second round of testing. However, right in the middle of the test, Alpha suddenly started coughing violently, and the next second, she coughed up lime.